Hi and welcome to Flow with Ali. This class is going to make your hips very happy. It is a great dynamic stretch routine full of stretches that you can incorporate into your daily life. Let's begin in a tabletop position. Align your shoulders over your wrists, your hips over your knees. Untuck your toes, separate your fingers nice and wide, and let's go through cat and cow. As you inhale, lower your belly, pull your chest through, chin lifts, breathe in. Chin to chest, round your spine, push the mat away. Exhale, cat pose. Keep going, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Tuck your tailbone, push away from the floor. Inhale, cow, pull forward. Exhale, cat. This time, push your hips back towards your heels, stretch your upper body. And as you inhale, pull your chest forward and through, like you're scooping your belly, cow. Once more like that, exhale, cat, send your hips back, extending through your arms, hips towards heels. Inhale, cow, shift forward, lift your heart. Come back to tabletop and then send your gaze over your left shoulder, send your left hip forward as though you're reaching towards your left shoulder, and then just wag your hips side to side. So send your hips all the way to the right, all the way to the left. If you're tight in your hips, especially your outer hips, you might feel this a lot. You can turn this into a little bit of a figure 8 shape. Imagine you're drawing an 8 with your hips, just winding them up and around, loosening up the lower back and the hips. So this is a good time for you to explore just how your body is feeling in this shape. This could turn into one big circle in one direction. Feeling if there's any pops, any crackles, as long as it's not painful, that is fine. Switch it in the opposite direction. Just feeling into your body here, connecting with some slow and mindful breathing. Inhales and exhales. Send your hips all the way back over your heels. Exhale out. As you inhale, shift forward, lower your hips, tuck your tailbone, chest lifts. Inhale. As you exhale, hips over heels. As you inhale, shift forward, shoulders over wrists. Exhale, hips over heels, forehead goes down, tap the mat. Inhale, shift forward, lower your hips, tuck your tailbone, chest is lifted. This time as you exhale, child's pose. Big toes to touch, hips over heels, forehead all the way down in the mat. Arms can extend long in front of you for some nice extension in your spine. Your hands can also come around and grab hold of your heels or just lay down by your sides. Just take what feels good in your body here. Maybe you roll your forehead side to side. Maybe you wiggle your hips side to side, just kind of exploring how that feels, letting your hips be heavy. They don't have to touch all the way down onto your heels. If it's not happening today, don't worry. We're going to loosen up the hips a lot. Full inhale. Full exhale. As you inhale, rise up to tabletop. Extend your left leg long behind you. Lift it up. And then bring it all the way around so your foot is in line with your knee. As you breathe in, take a cow pose, just like you did before. Belly lowers, chest pulls forward. As you exhale, cat, stretching out your inner thigh and your hip. One more time, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat, press it up, push the mat away. Breathe in to come to a neutral spine, and then push your hips back. So really big stretch on your inner thigh and hip. Sending your hips back towards your heels, so a modified version of child's pose. Hips don't have to touch down, just breathe wherever you are. It's a nice intense stretch here. Good. Now as you breathe in, you're gonna go as far forward as you can. If there's still space and your leg is not super stretched, maybe you can bend your elbows and lower down, coming into a modified frog. If that is not working for you, take a bend in your knee so your knee is still out to the side, and then lower down. So frog pose with a bent knee or with a straight leg. Just opening out your hip. Breathe in, breathe out. Once more, inhale. Exhale. Be here right now, inhale. Exhale. Lift your chin and chest, hands under shoulders, tuck your right toes, wiggle yourself back up. Come to standing on your leg. So your left leg is going to be out all the way, arms out to a T. Breathe in, fold over your left leg. Left hand to your shin or your thigh, whatever feels better. Right arm reaches up overhead and just lean to the left. Pressing through the left pinky toe side of your foot. Big breath in, getting through your side body. This should feel like a nice, good relief. Breathe in, breathe out. Hands down to the mat. Send your left leg back behind you and tuck it back in. Wag your hips side to side. We'll do the other side. Extend your right leg long. Send it out long beside you so your foot is down in line with your knee more or less. Inhale, lower your belly, lift your heart, cow. Exhale, chin to chest, spine rounds. Once more, inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, come back to neutral. As you exhale, hips over heels. Go as far as you can go comfortably. You should be able to breathe smoothly and steadily through every pose. Full inhale. Modified child's pose. Maybe you bow your torso down. Full exhale. One more breath in. Stay for the breath out. As you inhale, rise up. Shift forward. So we're going to go for that modified frog shape. Your leg is either extended out to the side as you lower down, or you can bend your knee coming to a 90-degree angle and lower down to your belly. Good. Hands can come under your forehead. Just getting a nice opening in your right hip. Steady and mindful breathing here. One more breath in. Stay for your exhale. Lift up your chest, hands under shoulders. Tuck your toes. Extend your right leg long out to the side. And then rise up for gate pose. Take a breath in, arms to a T. Breath out, fold over your right leg. Reach your left arm straight up and bend over. Big relief for your left side body. Feeling a nice stretch in your lower body as well. Inhale, rise. Exhale, back to tabletop. Let's reset. Just wag your hips. Take what you need. Maybe it's a cat-cow. Maybe it's just holding steady. Tuck your toes. Come up to downward facing dog. You might want to walk your hands one handprint forward, hips high. Think about having a nice long spine. Your legs don't have to be straight. Your knees can be bent. In fact, bend deeply into your knees. Send your hips high. Press your chest against your thighs. Exhale out, hips super low. As you inhale, tilt your tailbone up to the sky. Pull your chest back towards your thighs and then start to draw your heels down. So working into your hamstrings. If you're feeling tightness in your hips, you may also have tight hamstrings. It's all connected. Let's walk your dog. So bend your left knee, draw your right heel down. Take a little swivel of your hip. So draw your right hip back and your left knee over to the right. So you're working into that outer right hip. Good. So left knee's crossing over your body, out to the right. As you inhale, come back through center to your down dog. Left heel will drive down, right knee will bend, pedal it out. And start to swivel your right knee to the left, keeping that left heel where it is, and just sort of bending into that left outer hip, feeling a nice stretch. Good. If it's too much, you can just take a pedal straight forward and back, or add those twists. So left knee bends. Through center inhale, right knee bends. Good. You might feel this all the way across the side of your body. If you're taking that little twist, feels like a little dance here. Keep going at your own pace. Just inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Take one more each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. Inhale, center. Exhale, bend. And come back to down dog. Breath in. Breath out, come up high on your heels and walk all the way to the top of your mat, deep bending your knees, ragdoll. Shake your head, no, nod it, yes. Allow your spine to be long. Grab for opposite elbows. Tip your tailbone up. Maybe you're getting a nice stretch in your hamstrings once again here. Release your hands down. Bend your right knee. Keep your left leg straight. Right hand down on the mat. If you need to, your left knee can also bend. You're going to fly your left arm up. Good. So you might feel this along your left hip. And also get a nice twist in your spine. Breathe in here. Breathe out. One more inhale. Look up to your left hand. Exhale to release. Left knee bends. Right leg straight or straight-ish. Right arm up to the sky. Breathe in to reach. Exhale, twist and sink into your right hip. One more inhale to reach. Exhale, lower down. Step your left leg back behind you. Lower your knee for a low lunge. We're going to work into your hip flexors here, so you're getting a nice big extension on the front of your left hip. Separate your right foot and your left knee, so make sure they're not on a tightrope, giving yourself lots of space to stretch. Also, make sure your right foot is far enough forward that your knee doesn't go past your ankle, just to really protect your knee. Once again, everything's connected, hips, knees, everything. So if you have pain in one area, it could be painful in other nearby areas. So we just want to protect all your joints and make sure everything gets nice and loose in the healthiest way possible. Bend deeply into your right knee for your low lunge. Breathe in, lift your chest. As you breathe out, send your hips back a little bit. Inhale, press your hips forward, chest lifts. Exhale as you press back, bow your head. Inhale, press forward. This time, lift your arms up. If it's comfortable in your body, press, 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 press. Big stretch in your hip flexors. If you sit a lot, this should feel really intense. Breathe in. Breathe out, push. One more inhale, lift your chest, press your hips forward. Exhale, hands down to frame your right foot. Bow forehead to knee, flex your right toes up toward the ceiling. Half splits. So right leg is straight or slightly straight. Weight is going back towards your heel. Good. Breathe in to come up. Come back to your low lunge. Left hand down or on left fingertips. We're going to take a twist here. Right arm will lift. Breathe in. Open your chest. Hips stay heavy. You might want to walk your left hand forward a little bit. We're going to take a little thread the needle. Breathe in. As you breathe out, right hand behind left. Take it slow, especially if your low back is tight as well. As you inhale, fly your right arm up. As you exhale, thread your right arm behind your left. Your gaze will follow, so your eyes will follow. Last time, inhale, reach high. Exhale, thread through. Inhale, reach high. Exhale, place your right hand on the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot to the outer edge of the mat for lizard lunge. Press your hips forward, keep your chest up. Breathe in. Good, just hold here. If it feels better to bow your head forward, you can bow your head. If your hips are feeling flexible, you can always come down to your forearms and just sink into the stretch wherever you are. Steady, mindful breathing, keeping your mind calm, keeping your body as relaxed as you possibly can as we move through these intense poses for your hips. Take one more full breath in lizard lunge. As you inhale, press yourself up to your hands if you're not there already. Right hand will come to your right thigh, fingers point down towards the mat. And then add a little bit of pressure to your right thigh. Look over your right shoulder as though you're pushing your right thigh away. You can come to the knife edge of your right foot, opening out through your hips, getting a little bit of a twist here. Good, breathe in, breathe out. Once more, full inhale, full exhale. Right arm will reach forward, up, and around, so it's parallel to the floor behind you. Bend your left knee, reach around, grab for the shoelace side of your foot. If you do not capture your foot in your hand, that's okay. You can hold it, or you can just let your leg relax down and you're still opening up and working into your hips. Wherever you are, take a couple full cycles of breath here. If you want more, draw your heel in closer to your seat. If you want more in your hips, sink them lower. Release. Hands down. Tuck your left toes. And then you're gonna crawl around to a goddess squat. So hands will be down, heels in, toes out. Hands at heart center, sink your hips low. Just a couple bounces, nice and controlled. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down. Hands on your thighs, fingers point down, and then dip your right shoulder down as you press your thighs out. So opening up through your hips. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. One more breath. And release back to center. Other side, left shoulder dips down, looking over your right shoulder. Full inhale. Long exhale. Full inhale. Long exhale. One more inhale. Exhale down to a wide-legged fold. Hands to the mat, toes in this time, heels out. So edges of your feet parallel to the front and back edge of the mat. And then bow forward, allow the crown of your head to release down towards your mat. Maybe you crawl your hands back in between your legs. Getting a nice stretch in your legs. Keep your legs active. As you inhale, pick up your head. Crawl your hands back out under your shoulders. We're just going to take this to the left. So come to the back of your mat. Align your left foot and your right knee so they're separated about hips width distance, giving yourself a nice wide stance. Make sure your left foot is forward so that you can sink your knee, so that you can press your hips forward enough that your knee doesn't go too far beyond your ankle. And then let's just exhale your hips forward as you lift your chest. Breathe in. Press your hips forward as you lift your chest. Breathe in. As you breathe out, hips go back and you can bow your head. Inhale, press forward, working into your hip flexors. Exhale back. Inhale forward. Last time, exhale back. This time, inhale forward and stand up. Biceps frame your ears. Send your hips forward, reach your arms high. Good. So using your inner thighs to squeeze and scissor together for stability as you press your hips forward. Maybe you look up to the ceiling. Breathe in. Breathe out. Just one more inhale. Release down, hands frame your foot. Send your hips back for half splits, working your left hamstring. Toes lift up toward the ceiling. Taking most of the bend out of your left knee. Maybe a slight bend here. Think about kissing your forehead to your knee. They don't have to touch today. Just breathe. Good. Shift forward as you inhale. Right hand down. Take it out a little wider than you think. Left arm up. Breathe in. Exhale to twist. Easy twist. Inhale to reach. Let's thread the needle. Left hand behind right. Exhale. Inhale, fly it open. Thread. Exhale. Gaze follows. Inhale, left arm up. Thread. Exhale. Inhale, left arm up. And release your left hand on the inside of your left foot. Heel toe your left foot out to the edge of your mat. Press into your hands. Shift your hips forward, lizard lunge, getting an even deeper stretch in your left hip. Lift your chest, hips forward. Maybe you want to bow forward. Maybe you want to come down to your forearms. Take whatever expression of your lunge that feels best in your hips, best in your body. That might not be the deepest. Just listen to the spot that feels good, where you can get a nice release while also breathing nice and steadily through the stretch. If you're on your forearms, press up to your hands. Left hand on your left thigh, fingers point down toward the mat. And then add a little bit of pressure to your left thigh, pushing it away from your body as you look over your left shoulder. And make sure you're not dumping down on the right shoulder. Press away there as well. So it's as though you're pushing your torso back as you stretch that left leg and you lift through your torso. Maybe you send your eyes over your left shoulder. Option to take your left arm up and around, parallel to the floor behind you. Maybe you bend your right knee, capture your foot in your hand. Draw your right heel into your seat, getting a stretch in your right quad. Release, let that go. Crawl your hands back to center. Instead of going to a goddess squat, we're going to go to a yogi squat. Deep hip stretch, toes out, heels in. Slowly lower your hips down. If you stop and your hips are high, that's fine. Just hold your body up. One day your hips will get low. I promise you, you just have to hold for several breaths. So maybe you're here. If you can lower your hips all the way down while still keeping both heels down, then take it all the way down to your yogi squat. Maybe your hands are down on the mat for support. If you can comfortably place your hands at heart center, then do so. Just listen to your body here. If you have pillows or yoga blocks or something to sit on, you can always just take a seat on something until your body can comfortably drop into the shape. And breathe. You can take a little sway side to side. Think about releasing your tailbone down toward the mat as you extend up through the crown of your head. Good. Stay here. Just try to be here right now with whatever it is you are feeling in your body. Maybe you close your eyes. If there's tension, just try to breathe through it. Let it go. Final inhale. Final exhale. Slowly release your hips down to the mat for Baddha Konasana, bound angle pose. Soles of your feet together, knees out wide, ground down through your hips. Draw your heels in as close as you comfortably can get them. Grab hold of your ankles or your feet. As you inhale, lift and lengthen through your spine. As you exhale, hinge from your hips, bow forward. Maybe you take your elbows out wide and place them in the creases of your knees. And bow your head towards your feet. Inhale to roll up. Now I want you to take a diamond shape. So extend your heels out even further, creating a diamond shape with your legs. You might have to grab hold of your shins or reach down for your feet. Reset, breathe in, lengthen, and breathe out, fold. Getting more of a stretch in the outer hip area rather than the inner thigh. And just notice the difference here. Notice how you feel in this shape. Just lean into it. Relax into it. Imagine as though every inhale you can energize and lengthen your body. Every exhale you melt and stretch a little more, sinking a little deeper with every breath, relaxing your hips as you stretch them. Slowly roll up. Hands behind your hips. Stamp your feet down on your mat a little bit wider than hips width. Knock your knees to the right for windshield wipers. Knock your knees to the left. Just feeling some nice, good movement in your hips. After all that stretching, we've just got a couple more stretches to round out this little flow. The next time your knees go to the right, I want you to let them fall and rotate your chest to the right. So right leg is in front. The closer you have it to a 90-degree angle, the more intense that will be on your hips. So if it's feeling a little too tight in this shape, you can draw your right heel in. And then situate your back knees. So maybe you need to draw it in a little bit for a little more ease, for a little more intensity. You can extend it back behind you. You want to think about squaring your hips toward the front edge of your mat and your shoulders in that direction as well. As you breathe in, lengthen through your spine. As you breathe out, start to crawl out long in front of you. Think about pigeon pose here if you're familiar with that pigeon pose shape. Except that bent leg behind you is a little bit more forgiving and allows the stretch to be a little bit more accessible with that right hip down, because sometimes that can be the biggest challenge in a pigeon pose is getting your right hip grounded. So this should allow you to really ground that right hip. Bow your forehead down and fold as you stretch, getting into the outer right hip. Just breathing and staying present through the stretch. Just 2 more breaths in this pose. Final inhale. Stay for the exhale. And then start to walk your hands in, lift your chest. Counter stretch, right hand outside your right hip. Left arm will reach up. Start to lean back here, getting a big stretch along your left thigh. As you inhale, lift up through your chest like a cow pose, like a back bend. Maybe, just maybe, you'll push into your right hand to lift your hips up and forward to get a big stretch along the front of your thighs, the front of your hips, opening through your chest as well. 1 inhale. Exhale, let your hips touch down. If they're lifted, hands behind your hips, we're gonna wind it over to the left side, windshield wiper to the left. Right knee will bend back. Reacquaint your body to the back edge of your mat this time. Left heel can come in a little bit. Left hip is fully grounded down on the mat. Find a nice long spine, lifting your chest. Breathe in. As you breathe out, start to crawl out long in front of you, bowing your head down, and then letting your forehead hang, letting your body hang heavy. Thinking about that stretch in the left hip. Make any adjustments you need if you want more intensity, or if you need a little bit of easing up, adjust. You can always come up to your hands and hold, or you can always come up and draw your left heel further away from you if you need more of a stretch here. Inhale to peel yourself up. Place your left hand on the outside of your left hip. Right palm will turn up. Lift your right arm up. Open your chest. Maybe you lean back, feeling that stretch. If you want to get a lift in, press into your left hand. Tuck your tailbone, lift your hips. Open your chest, open your hips. Take a big breath in, finding some space, some openness in your front body. Breathing in and breathing out. Lower your hips. Hands behind your hips, windshield wiper. Maybe you take 1 on each side just to loosen things up. And then recline down on your back. Plant your feet. Slowly lower yourself down, relaxing onto your elbows, and then finding your way flat on your back. Draw your heels in nice and close. Feet down, palms down. Let's just roll the hips up for a couple rounds of bridge pose. Tuck your tail, lift your hips, lift up, breathe in, thighs squeeze in, and then lower down on the exhale. Twice more. Try to articulate through your spine. Inhale to roll your hips up. Exhale, lower down, upper back down, letting the hips be the last to lower down. Inhale, tuck your tailbone, lift your hips, lift your spine. Exhale, lower it down. Hug your knees into your chest, ball pose. Maybe you sway side to side. Maybe you draw some circles. Should feel good. Give yourself a hug. Show your body a little love here. Happy baby, draw your knees out super wide, kick your feet up toward the ceiling, grab for the outer edges of your feet, or you can grab calf or backs of your thighs, whatever you like. Just sway, opening your hips. If you want a little more, you can play around with straightening one leg and then the other, half straddle, full straddle. From here, draw your legs back in for ball pose. One more stretch here for the hips, a really good and intense one. Let's take it step by step. This is going to be a supine cow face. So left foot will be down, right leg will cross over. Imagine you're sitting cross-legged in a chair. Pick up your left foot off the mat. So your shins are just about parallel to the floor. And then draw both heels in, reach around, grab for your feet. So this might be super tight. You might have to modify. Figure 4 is a great alternative here. But just see what you can do to get this nice big stretch on the outside of your right hip. Grabbing for either ankle, you can also grab for the shins, whatever you can pull on that feels safe, comfortable, and also like a nice big stretch. So explore here. Lower back should be down on the mat. Getting that nice deep stretch to close out. And release, lower your left foot down. Uncross your right leg over. Stamp it down. Cross your left leg over right. Just explore here. This side might feel different. Lift your legs up. And then draw your shins out wide, grabbing for the outer ankles. So if you've tried cow face ever seated, it's normally done seated and it's very intense on the hips. This might feel a little more accessible. And this might feel really intense. Just know that you have the control over how intense. The closer you get your legs into your body and the more you pull on your ankles, the more intensity you will feel. If you need to ease up, you can always ease up, pulling it away and taking some of your strength out of it. Full inhale. Full exhale, release. Hug your knees back into your chest. Take anything else you need in this class.